A third participant.
Uh, uh,
Anthony, how are you?
Such a cute puppy.
Yes, she's super sweet. I will put a little bit more, yeah, like this is
Yeah,
perfect.
is the angle right? I think
I
you got
think
it.
so. Yes,
Yeah.
I think it's good enough because otherwise then it will be cut. So I
Mm.
will put mine a little bit. Okay. I need to
Yeah,
get
so
her
we're
out to get the operation right.
totally, we're just fixing the angles of the camera right here, making things more clear.
Okay. Now it's perfect.
All right.
Welcome. Welcome to everyone that is watching us. Today it's an episode of Dream Chasers, inspiring stories of people manifesting their dreams. How I started this idea, it came out because, one second, Cicilina, I will put out the dog. Yeah, she
Chinchillina's
was interrupting me.
young.
So the idea came because during my personal self-development journey, I went through some times that I was really lost and confused. And what was helping me a lot, it was actually hearing stories of other people that they actually made it. They create their new reality besides challenges and some roadblocks that they have during their path. And so that's why I thought that it could be really nice to share with you some inspiring stories of people that actually can motivate us with their experiences. And today we are here with Anthony, that is a really close friend of mine. He is an amazing person. And actually, it's really interesting because he shared once a little bit of his story with me. And I didn't hear it all, just a little bit. So I'm curious to hear more today. And I got really, really touched because he went through so much. And when I was hearing his words, he really gave me a lot of inspiration. That's why I invited him today to share with all of us.
Thank you, Eleanor. I really appreciate it. Um, and yeah, sometimes we have a lot of adversity or pain that we actually go through, and it can be very inspiring for a lot of people to just share um, their journey as to what they've went and the challenges that they actually went through, and then maybe someone can take something out of it, a lesson out of it, maybe like share a little bit more about the lessons that I've actually got from this journey myself, um, and and yeah, essentially, basically, like, let's see how this entire thing go.
Yes. So, would you like to share with us how was your life when you were younger? Because I know that you were sharing with me that you went to study and you went to the normal road that usually society push you to go, and then at some point you felt you were not fitting in, and then you have a breakdown and you change many things.
Yeah. So essentially, a lot of the things that actually happened in my life was I really felt stuck. I felt that um, I was following the rules as to what I'm supposed to do, and I've been basically doing whatever I can to just like do my best within those rules. But I felt stuck. I felt unhappy, and I didn't feel like I was like I didn't feel that I was going anywhere. I kind of felt a little bit where I just didn't feel alive. I didn't feel like there's this type of fulfillment in my life. I was always stuck in my head, always trying to analyze a lot of different things, trying to make sense, trying to come up with a secret plan, with a strategy, on basically how to become like I don't know, like how to become the best. And I always wanted to like prove and to do something. And especially especially like after studying a little bit for university, and basically after that, I decided to drop out. And the entire system that I was going through, I did engineering the first year, and then after that, dropped out. I tried to do a startup. I failed. I got depressed. Got stuck for like 3 months, basically sitting watching movies on Netflix. Got into another university, got into economics, dropped out back again, and then that's where I decided to actually do something about my life. And I actually uh, looked for a mentor, someone that was. I actually wanted to look for someone that was by definition where I wanted to be, and there was a mentor at that time. Like he was literally doing exactly what he was traveling around the world. He was doing workshops. He was doing coaching, and that was exactly what I wanted. And I felt so called about doing that. And a lot of the times he actually helped me more in terms of like the transformational journey that I actually went through myself. Um, and especially like in this world, the spiritual world, when you actually like realize the self-actualization and you see the other side of things, like you see like, oh my God, I've been running this map this entire life and on how I can perceive the world, but then like realize that this entire perspective was completely wrong, and then like completely changed my point of view about how to live. And it's kind of like, imagine this, like it's kind of like you have the map of Paris, and you're walking in London, and you're trying to find your way in London with the map of Paris for 30 years, and then like you don't, and then basically like it's like, where am I, what's the street, like what corner do I need to go, do I need to stop, do I, like where do I go, and you kind of feel lost
You're
and lost
totally
and
lost.
lost. And imagine, right? And imagine someone tells you, "Hey, man, you got the wrong map." Do you think it's possible for someone to actually drop that map after 30 years, like of just like basically like invested time, energy, money into basically that feeling of into walking that map, and then like suddenly I'm gonna change my perspective, like my perspective of life. It was very
Yeah.
difficult. But then after going through investing myself into a mentor, and I went through a coaching program, and I really went through different pains. I was going through a lot, especially when it came to the Lebanese financial crisis that happened in 2020.
How was the situation there? Because maybe some people they're not familiar with it, so it
Yeah,
was
so
really tough.
kind of like have a perspective. Imagine you have imagine someone's had like millions of dollars in their bank account, and they're living a very comfortable life. Everything has been given to them. Everything is so easy. Life is so easy. Everything is so comfortable. And then out of nowhere, you can't cash out any of your money anymore. You can't transfer any transfers outside of your country anymore. You basically lost everything. And that's basically was one of the main driving forces in me. It's like, okay, no, I need to do something. I need to find a way to do something. I need to basically provide, like, create financial independence, have more freedom, have more location independent type of income where I could basically be wherever I want and actually make money from that, but also help a lot of people. Because in that world of self-actualization, you kind of actually feel that you really want to help a lot of people and you want to share with as many people as you want. Plus, you're getting paid to do that. Like that's even like next level. Like you feel like, okay, you're helping a lot of people, right? By you're sharing your journey and like you're just living life, and then you're getting paid to do that, right? And then you get to travel around the world. You get to explore different places, and then you can basically meet so many people, and then you can be so many cultures, so many values, and you basically live a life where you kind of feel fulfilled, helping people, getting paid, having the freedom to travel wherever you want, but also providing for the family. So right now, for example, in my case, I kind of swore that I will never depend on one country ever in my life, ever, like especially after what happened in Lebanon, like.
After what you saw in Lebanon, of course, you learned a lesson on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, like you actually feel like, okay, shit, no, I can't. There needs to be a different way of operating. There needs to be like a different path that I needed to follow. And that's where I actually like decided to, especially after the Beirut explosion that happened in August 4th, like it was very intense. The feeling of like um, you're like living and life, everything is normal. I was pretty much lying down in my bed, like napping, and and
Chilling.
you actually feel an earthquake underneath you, and then like you hear like a huge
That's,
explosion.
that's a
You
lot.
actually feel like a huge explosion. It was like very scary, very terrifying. And then after that, like which made me feel like okay, maybe like and then basically like everything, like friends, family, everything reached out to me. I reached out to so many people, like, are you okay? Like something happened? Like what happened right now? Like did you hear this? Like this was insane. This was kind of like a nuclear bomb or some like airplane like dropping bombs or something. But then like at that time, like this with like I basically decided, all right, I'm done. I gotta travel. I gotta leave Lebanon for a while. I bought a plane ticket to Armenia. 20 days from then, left to Armenia. I lived for a couple of years there.
So it was
Um,
the drop that made your cup full completely, and you decided to. There is,
yeah,
there is an expression in Italian, quando hai il vaso pieno. I think it works also in English, but probably you were really that moment you felt it was a moment for you that you couldn't stand that anymore.
yeah. It made me feel okay, like okay, there's something that needs to be changed, and that's where like I decided, okay, I gotta travel. I gotta go to like right at that point with my Lebanese passport because like you're not like by the way, right? I wanna say this to every single person that is from Western countries, Europe. If you're from
Is
Europe,
a
you're
lucky.
from the US,
We
you're
are
from
lucky.
Canada, you're from Australia, you're from New Zealand, even South America. You are so blessed just because you have a passport. Like just because of you have a passport, the amount of gratitude that someone needs to have just because of that is astonishing. And the reason that it is because, for example, like the limitation that someone has from a Lebanese passport, that they actually need to, they literally need to apply for visas everywhere. And at that time, where I could go through is basically Armenia because it's easier because I'm also ethnically Armenian, so it's easier to actually have residency there and live there. And at that time, I actually thought I was risking going to military service, and that country was at war at that time. So I was leaving like a country that just happened an explosion in August 4th, and then I was like, okay, the only country that can go to is another country that might basically that was at war at the time and the borders, and I was risking going to military service because I had no idea whether or not they were going to take me because I pretty much ethnically Armenian. Um,
Well, when I'm hearing this, you are so right. Like, I feel we're really lucky, honestly. Like, having a passport that makes your life easy, check and change your life completely.
yeah. And the thing is, like, and that's also something that to be grateful is just like, oh wow, I have it easy. Oh, like, yeah, I have it good, like kind of like seeing it. Like, if you feel a little bit where, like, okay, shit, I'm going through something right now and things are not going in the way that you want, actually, put into perspective, you have it good. Like, right? Like, and it can be very good. Now, of course, it's not for everyone. It's not the case for everyone. But more generally, if someone is from the West, that tends to happen, and that's generally the case. It doesn't mean that it's you, but it tends to generally be the case. So, anyways, went to Armenia, built a life there for a couple of years, built a coaching business. At that time I was actually starting my own coaching business
How
in
did you
Lebanon.
start? How did you start your coaching business at the beginning?
I basically isolated myself for 6 months in my house, not speaking to anyone. And all I did was basically, I need to figure out how to build a coaching business online. And like, there was no results for like 6 months. Then I got my first client, and that was in the dating and relationship space. And that was like life changing for me. Like before that, like I've pretty much never had a job before. Like I mean, I basically like had part-time gigs, like printing copybooks for university students. It was a Malik store. in Lebanon. It was called Malik's. And there was other, I did like a sales job selling vacuum cleaners for a while. I was literally going door to door sales and selling a four grand vacuum cleaner. And I remember like many times, like I would go to many places and the guy was like, I'm going to pay 4 grand for a van. My car has cost 4 grand, right? Anyways, so the point is, it's like, okay, so I kind of worked with that for a while. And then basically I decided, okay, no, you need to have like a more location independent income. And that's where I decided, okay, build a coaching business, have a mentor that can actually help you do that, and isolate yourself for like 6 months and go all in on that. Like at that time, I was kind of like between either playing not to lose and playing it safe and kind of like just stay in this state of stability and comfort again and again and again, or I needed to just risk everything and just go all in and just play to win. Like I wanted to play to win. I was tired of being in the state of just feeling afraid to getting what I want. And I was just like, enough is enough. I'm playing to win and I'm risking everything. And this is it. Like this is the decisive moment between, okay, if I'm actually going to make it happen or if I'm not, or if I'm just going to stay stuck, I'm going to be in a derp state of feeling energy drained, time drained, feeling dead inside, feeling like that my hope and my dreams are crushed.
So the fear of being in that state where you were, it was bigger than trying to take a leap of faith and try something new.
And that time, and that time, there was this decision that I needed to make to switch things, towards actually, no, I need to do something and actually put the foot down. Like enough is enough. Like this is it. But honestly, the way that it worked, to be honest, I was pretty much sharing my journey in multiple communities and basically just sharing my journey, like every single day, documenting what I was going through, very private, niche-based communities. And I was like literally sharing my journey. Day one, I did this, I struggled with this, this is what happened, and this is what happened, and this is the outcome that I got. Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 30, people start to reach out to me. Hey man, no way you were able to do this. Like I need some help with this. And I was just sharing my journey. I had no idea that I was gonna get clients like that. And then I was just talking and just sharing my journey. And basically people started to come and ask me more about it. And then basically that's how I pretty much got my first clients that paid me 3.5K on a dating and relationship coaching program that then elevated to 5 grand, to 6, 7, 8 grand. And it's not actually just about the money, but it's also about the impact and the quality of the client that you get when it comes to when someone actually invests in themselves like that, right? Because I've seen a lot of people and a lot of coaches out there that charge per session, and the problem that I see with doing that, and it's not about them. If they want to do that and they're happy, perfect. But if you're unhappy, I'm only talking to the person that is unhappy, right? I'm not against someone that is charging per session. I'm against the fact. I'm not even against it. I'm just like, if you're unhappy, listen to this. If you're happy, follow with whatever you feel called and intention to do so. But if you're unhappy, I want to repeat this. If you're unhappy, okay. So if you're unhappy, right? So if you're unhappy, usually it's because of the fact that there's some lack of confidence in the ability to deliver an end result. So it's like, okay, let me charge per session. Where in reality, what the client, and a lot of people go and search for certifications. How can I gain more credibility? How can I gain more confidence that people can trust that I'm a trustworthy practitioner, coach, or a guide or a mentor? How will people trust me? But the problem is, trust is trust is honestly dependent on people want to trust you, and people want to trust that you can help them get there. It's not about a paper that will say, okay, this person is trustworthy. Like, what is the principle of that? And by the way, that's the entire system of how we actually have been brought in, right? Yeah. It's like, that's the entire system of how university has been brought in. It's like, kind of like
child. That's the system where we're in. So yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's kind of like, let's say, for example, like referral base, right? It's kind of like I have a friend who's a business owner that needs a job. He needs an engineer, he needs an electrical engineer, a mechanical engineer, an architect, someone that can do design. And basically, I have a network of other people are skilled people that can actually perform that job. And this person doesn't know that person, and I'm gonna like, okay, hey, these people have been trained by me, so, and you know that I'm a trustworthy person. So here you go. These are some people that are trained by me that you know are going to basically provide the output and the work that you want. That's the entire system that we've built on, but now it's based on a paper, right? So that paper that you're getting it, actually, it could be of value, but how are you using it even, right? Because that paper is only of value for the type of community that you're actually talking to. So if you're talking to a community that has a paper that is recognized as valuable, it could be valuable, but if a lot of people have it and it becomes saturated, then if everyone has it now, then it lost its value. So it doesn't matter anymore. So now it's more about you and what you can offer and the value that you can offer. So that's essentially what I've actually learned myself. And that's what led me to do it, because I don't have a degree, by the way. I still did not graduate college, right? I, I built a pretty established coaching business, been having the freedom of travel across multiple countries, basically lived a pretty fulfilling lifestyle for the past 4 years, like exploring Armenia, Georgia, Cyprus, Portugal. Now actually just came back from Paris as well. And I, I wouldn't be able to do any of that if I just stayed in a mindset of playing to lose. If I didn't want to lose anything, if I didn't want to risk anything, if I wanted to stay afraid, if I wanted to stay comfortable, I couldn't actually basically do it. I couldn't actually take action. But also, there's a lot of downside that comes with basically building a business and actually doing a practice, especially in 2022. I was actually doing pretty awesome. I was doing so good in every area of my life. But honestly, just a couple of my close friends knew about it. I was having panic attacks for an entire year and insomnia for an entire year. I couldn't sleep more than 3 hours a day. Every hour, my nervous system freaks out, and like it's in a state of constant terror, and you can feel that your entire reality is shattering for an entire year. And everybody think I'm okay, everybody think, oh, I'm good. Some people need, like, behind the scenes knew, like, okay, no, like, okay, shit, something's going on.
Okay, you were going through that in 2022, you said.
Yeah.
And just your closest friends were knowing about it. And did you were able to go on with your coaching business anyway?
Yeah. At that time, it was very interesting. Like, many times, I was doing it, right? I was basically doing the coaching business, but many times I would literally have a panic attack while I'm with a client. I have many clients that actually had a panic attack while I'm on the coaching call, right? So there's a dark side to building a business and building a practice as well. And it takes a lot of sacrifice and it takes a lot of commitment. And honestly, if you're someone that actually want to follow a path, a path of, let's say you want to build a coaching business, or you want to do a conscious practice, or you really believe that you have a skill or a passion that is going to help a lot of people to create their reality, or actually to create their ideal reality, or help them manifest their ideal reality, or help them take action, or maybe help them heal a part of themselves internally, their trauma, or maybe health-wise, or maybe finance-wise, maybe you're good at numbers, or maybe in a relationship, or you're an intimacy coach, or maybe you're someone that can create more polarity, or maybe you're able to actually help someone in addiction, and you have so many different gifts that you can actually help people. You really need to ask yourself the question of, do you want to become a missionary on your path, or do you want to become a business owner? Because those two things are completely different. Those two things, because one of them requires becoming a CEO, and the output that its CEO needs to take has no emotions attached to whether or not they like a task or not. They can feel like shit and they will still do it. And they could grow, and that could grow a business. But if you're someone that is a missionary path, that tends to be like, oh, I feel inspired to do this, but I don't feel inspired to do that. That doesn't work in business. In business, that doesn't work. And as a purpose, you're actually going to help a lot of people. Yes, you can do that. And it's really about a question of like what type of path do you want to take, and so that you can actually feel fulfilled at the same time, because there's no right or wrong. Some people get to choose to actually build a huge business and make a lot of money and also help a lot of people along the way. But that also means neglecting a lot of different parts of yourself and sacrificing at your baby. Like right now, your baby is your business, and that's it. You commit to that.
And how do you feel is your relationship with your business right now? Because in 2022 you went through that, and how did you overcome the panic attacks and all that was happening to you, and how you feel now with your business?
So one of the main things that I've actually seen is the fact that before I wasn't looking at lifestyle optimization as I was building my business. I was basically completely only focusing on, okay, get clients, help clients, cash flow, grow, scale, isolate, cut any distractions, and basically do that. I was only focusing on numerical outputs, KPIs, numbers, and I know a lot of people don't like that. It's very like constricting to the mind, and it doesn't feel like that good, right? And I was neglecting the creative aspect of me and the actual part that could actually make me feel very fulfilled as I'm building the business and feel much more sustainability. And now that's what's happening. It's more creativity, more fulfillment, more sustainability, as there's the KPIs, as there's the numbers, as there's that. But what I've learned is neglecting one side and going on the extreme on each side is going to lead either to burnout if you go towards just numbers and neglect a huge part of yourself, or being too much wishy-washy and not lead to and basically not lead to sustainability. Because if it's too wishy-washy, it's like, okay, I feel called to help someone right now. Okay, I go and help someone right now. I don't feel good now. Okay, I need one day to relax. And then another day, I feel called to help someone. I'm gonna go and help someone. And then I need another day. But that kills the momentum. And helping people is all about momentum in terms of business wise. However, if someone wants to help people and they want to start basically like make an income out of it, and they want to impact people, but they don't need to actually make something big, and maybe it's not necessary for them to do that. Maybe it's not necessary for you to do that, and you don't need to do that. You don't have to do that. One thing you can do is also optimize your things. For example, right now, instead of just doing organics, I've been doing a lot of events, everything related to ads, email marketing, getting people into private communities, and basically doing workshops and webinars and getting into a client base. Before, it was all based on organic and growing things organically, but the organic was way more time consuming, and the ads is basically way more lifestyle optimized, and there's much more.
Did you feel that this switch helped you a little bit to have more time?
Yes, definitely. So essentially after that, I was like living in Georgia for a while. And by the way, after 2 years of establishing myself in Armenia, another war happened.
You are not a lucky one. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Another war happened. At that time, it was very crazy moments, because that was a time that I was living there by myself for a couple of years, and my mother decides to visit me for a month in Armenia. And the time that this happened, my mother was with me, right? There wasn't that much flexibility. And I remember at that time, like, there was the conflict that was happening in Ukraine, and at that time, Armenia was requesting military aid to basically protect from basically the attack that was happening on the country. I remember at that time that military support was not accepted, was denied. So we actually had like and Armenia had no chance of winning this battle. Like there was no chance. Like it would be, and mainly because of the fact that the magnitude of power, like physically speaking, it was like the military budget, like the numbers, the strength, it doesn't matter. There's no way.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, okay, 48 hours. All right, in 48 hours, they're gonna be in Yerevan, and I'm like, all right, I gotta just buy a plane ticket and just go to Georgia. At that time, immediately, I bought a plane ticket, left to Georgia.
And you were with your mom?
Yeah, here's what happened. Yeah, so essentially, like we both went to Georgia, but it was very fast. It was so fast. It was so it was like we had to remove everything from the house. Like had like 5-6 luggages with us, and basically went to Georgia, and in a completely new country, and knew nothing and knew no one. Like in Georgia, and at that time. Now I have a pretty good family. Maybe like some of them are actually watching the live right now, and they're pretty epic people. If you're from Georgia, hello. If you're from Armenia, also hello. Love you. From Lebanon, amazing as well. Cyprus, love you too. Portugal, you're definitely gonna love me. I can see you. I can see you a lot, right? Love you, family. But yeah, so yeah, lived in Georgia for a while. It was very, very cold. Like it was very, very cold, honestly. And I remember at that time, like there was a huge problem happening with me. Like it reached a point once where like there was a contamination happening in the house, in the Airbnb that I got. Because at that time, by the way, there was a time that the Russian mobilization was happening on the borders in Georgia. And basically there was no houses to rent unless you had to pay like double, triple premium prices.
Whoa.
And basically we got something at a premium because we actually had to stay somewhere. Like there's nothing. Like you call and call and call, like nothing. And then like we got an Airbnb, and they basically had no heating, and they had like an AC, and with the air conditioner, it wasn't cleaned. We turned on the AC, and all freaking dust came out, and we had a contamination in the nose for like a couple of weeks on the lungs. It was horrible. It was so horrible.
You were really like coughing and not able to breathe.
Exactly. But anyway, so the entire point is I saw Portugal, right? I saw Portugal. It's like, okay, I'm tired of the cold.
Why Portugal?
I need to change. Oh, there's a digital nomad program visa that I can actually go to. And then I basically went back to Lebanon, and it was such an amazing community. Like Lebanon changed so much in 2023. It was a completely different country from 2020. Now, like the entire group, like a lot of people actually improved in their lives, and it made me value so much the essence of community at that time, because entrepreneurship is such a lonely path. If you choose it to be a lonely path, if you follow the hustle culture, like you don't have to follow the hustle culture, by the way. The hustle culture sucks. Honestly, fuck the hustle culture. I don't like to swear a lot. I actually decided to not swear a lot, but this has the magnitude. So if you're listening to me swearing right now, you just gotta know that this is a fucking big deal. No hustle culture. Hustle culture sucks. Let's repeat it again. If you're watching this, even if you can put it in the comments, hustle culture sucks. Hustle culture sucks. Hustle culture, and the reason why it is, by the way, because like you're actually getting into a system, and basically like you get outcasted from the system because you're doing something weird, entrepreneurial, and you get criticized by your old friends that you're actually doing that. And then you're gonna be like, I'm gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna grow, and I'm gonna do something. And then what happens? You find yourself alone. You win, you make a lot of money, you grow a business, but you find yourself alone. Who are you gonna share that success with?
What you felt happened to you at some point?
It did. And then you ask yourself, who am I gonna Who am I gonna share this success with? Like, and it wasn't fulfilling, which made me feel like, okay, community is everything. Community is everything. But also choosing what kind of community aligns with your vision. Because yes, it's okay to get out of a community, but it's not okay to just be alone and not join another community or create your own community. We're living in communities, especially right now more than ever. We're like humans are much more disconnected than they have ever been before, especially through technology. Like technology disrupted communities. Like right now we're in an online community called Instagram. All of us are in an online community called Instagram. And
right now we are in a live in Instagram.
Yeah, and basically what happened was it got disrupted. So now we're literally speaking through a technology, right? We're a bunch of monkeys speaking in front of a microphone, and that's pretty much what's happening. It's like instead of actually seeing things face to face. Now it has a lot of benefits, of course. It's very valuable because now it has given access to everyone to everything. It's so much easier to do so much more things. It's a blessing. It's so beautiful, but it has a lot of downsides if you let it eat you up. And that's where I believe that if you actually believe that you actually have a gift, if you believe that you actually have a passion or a skill that you want to share into the world, you want to attract clients, you want to get paid for doing something that you love to do, then number one thing that you need to do is share your journey. Share your journey to a community. And if you don't have a community, first of all, join a community. Then share your journey, document your journey every single day. Share what you're doing towards what it is that you want to help people. And honestly, be patient and look. And also, by the way, be real, right? Don't make shit up. Don't make shit up. Making things up just not gonna, it just doesn't, it's just not gonna help people. Like, people are gonna see it right through if you're making things up or not, or if you're being real. It's very easy to say your stories and your experiences and your passion and what you love to do when you're just being real and true to yourself, because you don't even have to do anything. It just comes out. You don't have to prepare. You don't have to write anything. Like, the less you prepare, the better. And honestly, I I say this all the time, and I do this all the time, where I don't prepare anything. Everything I have a speech, I just do it. I just flow into it. And then I dedicate a certain period of time to actually track, okay, was I intentional with what I was doing there? Was I tracking properly what I was doing? After observing what I've done. But when I'm actually in it, just flow. And that's what I believe could potentially be beneficial for you. Instead of like allowing yourself to basically overthink all the time, to constantly like try to strategize things, to kind of logical things. But no, not everything makes sense right now. I need everything to make sense and everything to be completely aligned before I take a single action, because I'm afraid of failure, because I'm afraid of getting rejected. I'm afraid that they're going to say no, and I'm afraid that this is not going to work. And what does it say about me if this is not going to work? It means that I'm not worthy, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not going to be able to do it, it's just me, and that I'm just stuck. And maybe people are going to look at me and say, this guy, he's just been stuck, has been trying for so long, and he's not actually making it happen, or she's not making it happen. And this entire loop constantly happen. But the only way you can actually help people is by failing, is by making mistakes, is by taking those lessons. It's like, remove the entire perspective of what failing is. There's nothing called failing. Honestly, the only failing is if you don't do anything. If you're sitting right now and doing nothing, if you look at the last week that you've actually set around, and I would say is, if you haven't took action on what you wanted, that's what failing is. But if you only try and you fail, that's succeeding. And props to you. props to you on doing that. But allow yourself to play to win. And that's honestly one of the main things that actually helped me myself throughout this journey that I just shared with you. From Lebanon to Armenia to Georgia to Portugal to Cyprus. Cyprus I haven't shared a lot yet, but essentially it is about playing the win, putting your vision, tunnel vision into what you actually want, be surrounded in a community that actually supports you, share, document your journey, be real, and progress. Don't document your journey, hey guys, I just slept today and I didn't do anything. Document the dream by actually doing something, of course, with all the love. So yeah.
Thank you for this last insight. It was a really powerful one. Thank you for sharing that. And how do you feel that right now you are aligned with community?
So alignment feels very fulfilling because you literally feel that things naturally unfolds into your life. And a lot of the times we feel that split inside, and that split inside just feels it creates a lot of unclarity and lack of confusion and confusion, not lack of confusion, a lot of confusion, lack of clarity and uncertainty. But alignment creates comfort in uncertainty. Alignment creates excitement. Alignment creates confidence. And not just confidence as the type of confidence where someone feels like, I'm confident, or like, try hard, right? That's not what I'm saying. That's not confidence. Yeah? That's not confidence. That's someone trying to be confident. Confidence is just you being you. Like, we're always confident about everything in our lives. Even someone that is not confident is confident about not being confident.
That's a kind of confidence somehow.
That is a confidence. Like, it's about what you're confident about. Like, and usually alignment creates confidence in the direction that you want. Because even if you feel like, oh, I'm confident that I cannot do it, well, you're confident. It's not about it's not about whether or not you're confident. You're always confident, but sometimes that focus is everything, and removing all of the fog, all of the clouds, all of the stuff that just kind of confuses the person. You know that feeling where you kind of feel like just confused and you don't know what decision to make. Should I make this decision? I mean, this decision sounds pretty good. I mean, it has some inconveniences, but it sounds pretty good. But I also have this decision that sounds also pretty good, but I can only choose one. So what do I do? Right? So then I don't decide anything, and then I give up on both of them. That's also another thing that actually happens because because I'm unclear. What do I want? Just tell me, what do I want? Right? If it would have been so easy if someone comes in and be like, I will tell you what you want. I will tell you what you want and what you will do, and you don't have to think about anything about just doing it, and you will be happy.
That would be amazing because we are so confused so many times we don't know at all what we want.
Exactly. Because a lot of people, it's like, yeah, follow your dreams, follow your goals, create the reality that you want. But do you really know what reality you want? Or is it just a feeling that you can get right now?
And also sometimes is why you want it. Because sometimes we think we know what we want, and then if we go deeper and we ask ourselves why we want that, we discover that the reason behind is leading somewhere else,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of the times what also happens is that we just want that feeling. We're not actually that much attached to what we want and the reality that we want, but that's only because we have sold ourselves to believe that this outcome will get us this feeling. And we're addicted to that. We're addicted to selling ourselves that the outcome that we want and the dream that you want to create is is basically getting you the feeling that you actually want to feel right now. But sometimes even it's not even what you want. But that thing cannot be what can sometimes cannot even be what you want. It can be just something that you think you want. You think you want it. It doesn't mean that you actually want it. You think you want it, but then you feel that that you're gonna get this feeling, and then what happens is that you get a feeling, and then you lose all your motivation, and now there's no motivation anymore. So now what do? And that's where the trap that a lot of people actually fall into, the trap of associating an emotions towards an outcome of a goal, and that's a very it is helpful, of course. I'm not going to say that it's not helpful. It can help people and can help you make a lot of motivation to actually like start things. But if you actually want to be consistent on the long run, which tends to be the outcome that will actually lead to creating the reality that you imagined, it needs to come from a different place. It needs to come from a place of inspiration, not from a place of desperation. You don't have to need it. You want to feel like you want it, you want to set an intention for it, and you feel that it's just a natural thing that can come to you right now. You don't want to push it away, because when you actually exert that energy of needing, you actually start to push it away. And pushing it away, because even if you actually have it, like it's getting close, it's going to lead to someone feeling, it's just not part of me yet. I don't feel that it's part of me yet, so I'm just going to push it away because I'm not used to that feeling. But if you're getting used to that feeling right now, and you truly feel that everything that you want is inside of you, and you're setting that intention to actually create that reality just because of the fact that you intend to create that reality, and are even open for that reality to change as your journey goes, you're going to find yourself much more fulfilled than actually making sure that you have it exactly on how you imagined it. Because is it really exciting to just get what you want? Let's say you dream about this and you just get this and that's it. Is it really exciting?
Most of the time is not.
Most of the time, where's the ups? Where's the down? I mean, a lot of people, I don't know, maybe some people here who played GTA here. Someone played GTA?
I don't.
Yeah. So like a video game where someone just walks around and act like a human, or Sims. Who played Sims? Right? Like Sims 2 or GTA. And essentially what happens is, like, let's say you have a cheat code to win the game. And right now you can win the game, or like grow as much as you want, have unlimited money to build anything you want, create everything that you ever wanted in your entire life right now. Does that feel, I mean, it will feel epic for like a week, maybe. It will feel pretty epic for like a week. It's going to be the best feeling this week. But then you're going to have the most epic crash in the world. And you're going to basically question everything about everything. And the reason why I say that is because when we actually tend to come from a different place, from a place of inspiration, it's much more sustainable to actually create that reality that we want. And it's much more fulfilling because we allow the world to give us whatever it is that is just going to come. Now, this is more like on a personal level, but in the business, that's where it becomes like, okay, I need to make a choice here, because with the business, things need to be more predictable. And this is the difficult decision that someone needs to make.
Sorry,
to actually
the TV
feel.
just...
Okay. Everything okay?
Okay, I have some ghosts in the house.
Yeah.
My TV switched on without any sense alone. I
Yeah.
just take off the plug.
Yeah.
Go for it.
No worries.
Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, so it's about making a decision, right? And having those difficult decisions. Because that indecisiveness really kills dreams. And it basically kills progress. Because honestly, most of taking action right now in this day and age it is not about actually doing labor work. It's about literally making decisions, like taking action. Like, I would say 70% of taking action is making decisions. And that's it. And like, having, you can even write it down, like, and everybody write it down, like, taking action. Even you can put it in the comment below on the live video and be like, taking action. 70% of taking action is taking decisions. Taking decisions. And literally, it's all about taking decisions. And then you kind of see it like, oh wow, I'm one decision away towards what is it that I'm actually imagining to get, or I'm like 10 decisions away. So now it's like, so now, like, oh wow, now I don't have to feel like I'm putting in this labor force anymore. Now I can feel it's like, oh wow, it's just 10 decisions, like boom, 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 and it's clear. It's clear what I want. But then comes the fear, and then you gotta go back and ask yourself, am I playing to win, or am I playing to not to lose? And that's where it's like, I'm playing to win.
Play to win. That's your choice. That's the choice that would be wise to make, actually. Thank you so much, Anthony, for your sharing. Actually, I really love your perspective about being needy versus inspired. That's a really important thing that you brought out. And I was actually reflecting a lot when you were speaking, so it was actually good also for myself, this talk, because I felt really aligned, especially with this last sharing that you did right now. I think it was really powerful. I will write down taking action is 80%, 70%, not 80, 70, taking decisions, making decisions. This is something that I will bring for sure with me from this talk that we had. Thank you for that.
Awesome.
And yeah, I feel also we reach a good amount of time to get the right inspiration and also to get the right amount of attention from people. And yes, I want just to thank you for being here and to share and to be here with me. And I will also share that this recording, now we are live, but there will be a recording, and I will share it in YouTube and also in Instagram. So then everybody that was coming in or out, and maybe they were busy with their life and they saw and say, what is going on here? This is a nice talk, but then they had to run away because they were going through their lives. You can watch it afterwards with calm, with peace, whenever you want in your house. And I will continue with some episodes of Dream Chaser. So I will interview some other inspiring guests that will be with me in the following episodes. So yes, happy to see you here. Thank you for joining. And I send you all a big hug, and I give the word also to Anthony if you want to share maybe something to wrap it up.
Yes, totally. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, thank you for giving me this space as well. And yeah, like, if you feel that I'm speaking too fast as well, you can also, I think there's a way you can actually slow it down too, like that.
Your way is perfect, because also there is a good trick with YouTube. Subtitles.
Yeah, subtitles is pretty good. Subtitles are the best, honestly. If you're in the bus, in the metro, and you can't hear Eleonora's voice and my voice, basically, you can basically read it in the metros.
I think we have really high voice both. We don't have like smooth, silent voice.
Actually, yeah. If you're someone that don't like high voices as well, feel free to mute the video so that you can read the captions, and you can have a more silent experience that is more peaceful than listening.
Or maybe is there an option to slow down the talk? I think no. You can speed it up, but you cannot slow it down.
I actually don't know, so we're gonna have to see that right now and see how it's gonna go. But yeah, thank you for attending. It was a pretty epic like call, and yeah, well, I'm like as Eleonora said, it's gonna be on Instagram and it's gonna be on YouTube. Make sure to watch it. Watch it all.
Yes,
Watch it.
watch it all.
Watch it all. Make sure to watch it. Okay. And comment.
Next time.
Engage. Engage. Like it's so important to engage. It's so important to comment because that helps the algorithm a lot, and it helps. And if you really like the content that is actually going to come like that, and have more content like that that is going to come up on your feed that you feel is going to be beneficial for you, and make sure to engage. Make sure to comment. That way, it can help a lot. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or to Eleonora. And if you have anything you want
Free
to
to
talk about,
comment if you want. You
we're,
can also comment
and if you're
when I will
someone
post it.
actually, also one more thing, if you're actually someone that are going to that actually have a skill, or you have something that you can benefit from, and you have actually a passion that you want to share with others, we're actually going to be doing an immersion here in Portugal very soon. You can actually either fly in, or you can actually come in, and basically it's all about shooting content, learning how to attract your client, how to be your authentic self and share your voice, how to basically build a sustainable practice on social media, coaching practice as a mentor, as a guide, mainly to help and teach others. And
This is an amazing opportunity, and yeah, if you feel the call, for sure is the right place where to be.
yeah, so if you want to know more information, DM for details, and DM me on my Instagram, Anthony Caps, for more details, and basically we'll talk more from there. Thank you, Eleonora. Really appreciate the space.
Me too. Thank you so much. I don't know if people can hear because I have the dog barking so much in this moment. I hope you can hear us. Cicciolina, stop it. Oh, okay. Thank you so much to everyone. And yes, get in touch with us whenever you feel. And we're here with open arms for you. Viga, have a nice evening or afternoon or morning, depending on where you are in the world. Bye.